In other news related to China, Amnesty International sent out a press release on April 1st indicating that human rights in China has not improved in the least, but that violations have increased even more. Amnesty is calling on the Chinese Communist regime to immediately stop suppressing Tibetans, human rights advocates, religious groups, or people with beliefs.
Amnesty International is calling on Chinese authorities to give immediate access to Tibet and the surrounding areas to UN investigators and other independent observers, cease arbitrary detention, intimidation and harassment of activists, end punitive administrative detention, allow full and free reporting across all of China for all journalists, free all prisoners of conscience, and reduce the number of capital crimes as a step towards abolition. The committee assistant of Amnesty International's French branch says that the Chinese regime has been suppressing people with different opinions about government policies and carries out an armed suppression against Tibet even at this time before the Olympic Games. He said that all countries should consider whether to attend the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games. We think if we discuss about whether people should attend the Beijing Olympics and argue about it, then we are actually ignoring the fundamental problems, that is, that human rights are being trampled on in China. Our position on this question is, we will use the chance of the Beijing Olympics to make more of an effort to improve their human rights status. We want to make it possible for Chinese human rights activists to be able to talk. We will also ask all media to put more effort into improving human rights. Joel mentioned that since 1999, the Chinese Communist regime started to persecute Falun Gong. Today, the persecution is still going on. Falun Gong people have suffered a horrible persecution in China. They are a spiritual meditation group. Since 10 years ago, they started to appeal to the people thoroughly in a very peaceful way. However, the Chinese regime is afraid of this group. Because there are many people who practice Falun Gong, the regime started to suppress it. Also, the Tibet issue is a historical issue. The Chinese regime allowed Tibetans to parade. All Tibetans showed their peacefulness in the parade, but afterwards the Chinese regime started to suppress them. Amnesty International is using a petition to help Chinese victims of human rights violations. Last year, Amnesty used the same method to help the Thai people gain their freedom.